My name's Jim. I'm an alcoholic. I like to call myself a recovered alcoholic, but then some of these old timers, it gets their guts in a knot. They don't like the word recovered, but I'll tell you in the big book, it tells us we can be recovered from this disease, this hopeless state of mind and body. But anyhow, I'm up here today to talk about how it came to be, what happened here. And what happened was my youngest son, when I had 15 years sobriety, I got hit by an impaired driver. So I'd never given a lot back to AA, or I'd worked with people, but I went to lots of meetings, but I didn't really do a lot. So when Mitchell got almost killed there, he survived. He'll be here. He's driving back from California today. But that changed my whole outlook on recovery. In that, you know, my father was an alcoholic. He died when I was 7 years old. And I got into my addiction, and I was 39 when I quit. And then I had 15 years when this happened to Mitchell. And what that told me is alcohol or drugs, even if you get clean and sober, is still in your life. Like, to think that you can do 30 days or 60 days, a spin dry, and all of a sudden your life is wonderful, and all that is history is not true. Because what's going to happen if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict? If you have an addiction, you have an addiction. It's a mental illness, and it's with you for the rest of your life. The great part about it is that once you get it under control, once you have an understanding of it, then you're okay. Providing you, every time the issue comes up, there's a way today for me to get through the day without having to use. So, when Mitchell got hurt there, I thought, well, what the hell can I do to get impaired drivers off the road, or drunk drivers? And you know, MAD or Mothers Against Drunk Drivers have done a good job over the years trying to, a lot of awareness, but I don't believe they actually got to the problem. They haven't got the drunk drivers off the road, and all they want to do is to hang people or put them in jail. I understand that, but there's no benefit to that. The benefit is to get people clean and sober. So that's why I started this thing, and it's 10 years ago this month. This used to be a prison camp here, a pre-release. There was 5 trailers, I think, or maybe 6. And it was for impaired drivers. They go into provincial jails, and the last couple of weeks they'd get out and be here. And it's kind of ironic that I ended up with it. I don't know why the government shut it down. I guess there's no more drunk drivers or something. I have no idea. But I was fortunate enough to buy it, and it's been a building project ever since for 10 years. And those 5 or 6 trailers, which was about 3,000 square feet when I took this place, what we have here now is 39,000 square feet. And it's been an adventure. It's trailers and the motel. I moved from the highway, and some trailers from Yellowknife and High Level and all over the place. And stuccoed in. It looks not too bad. I'm pretty excited about it. You know, and the value of this place, and my staff particularly, I loved hearing you speak this morning, and everybody that spoke this morning, because that tells me that I made the right move 10 years ago. And there was a lot of naysayers, a lot of, oh, you can't do this, the government should be doing this, and blah, 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 all that typical bullshit, and mainly from AA, mainly from mainline AA. So, oh, you can't do that, you know, hold off, let the government do that. Well, we've had over 4,000 people go through here with a great result. And the result is because of the staff, as we heard this morning. You know, people go to 2 or 3 treatment centers just to get on the road to treatment, then they come here to get better. And that's the way it's been. So we're constantly trying to improve on stuff. The program remains the same program I went through 26 years ago now, I guess. And the program hasn't changed. We've added lots of stuff to it. We like to call it value-added stuff, like CBT and anger management and all that different stuff that isn't in the big book. So, and we're constantly working. We're tied in a lot with Gordon here in the How It Works group, and the ability when you leave here to be able to phone in up to 4 times a day and stay in contact. We used to do it different. We'd phone you. You'd go home, we'd phone you once a week. Well, there's a few things wrong with that. One thing, if you got caller ID, you're not going to answer, especially if you've been using it. So all that went out the window. I believe what really helps here is you new people, when you do your I wills and you make a promise to yourself and to your family and you follow your I wills. I don't know, you new guys or people that aren't familiar with it, you put the I wills on your fridge and let your wife look at them or your mother and father, and you made this commitment, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make a phone call every night, I'm going to a meeting, whatever it is, your I wills, not ours. And I've yet to see a person relapse that has followed their I wills. Not my I wills, but their I wills. So when you guys are writing your I wills out and you're making a decision what you're going to do, don't be too grandiose as an alcoholic. Do something you can realistically do. Put it on the fridge so your parents can see it or your wife can see it, and follow through on that. And if you do that every day, you'll never be back here as a repeat customer. You're always welcome back, but we just as soon you didn't. Which leads us up to, we're opening a place in Vernon, BC right now. It's going to be ladies only. It used to be a seniors home. It's a beautiful spot. We're almost ready to open it. Jody's going to go down here in a couple of weeks and get it up and running. We're just doing a sprinkler system. And BC is like California. It's got all these goddamn rules, and you just have to do it. Here in Alberta, we don't have a lot of rules. We should appreciate them more. Go to California, British Columbia, you're going to be paperwork to death. But anyhow, that's coming up here pretty sudden. Oh, what else is going on? Newfoundland's doing well. We're looking at some people in Boston that wants to franchise. We got a place in Santa Maria, and Palm Springs is chugging along. So it's just expanding. It's a hell of a journey, really. And any one of you can do it. Because I got kicked out of school in grade 8. I never finished high school. I went back and took courses later. I was a workaholic, an alcoholic. But all of you have the same opportunity. Like when you sit back and say, well, that's okay, Jim up there speaking, like he's doing this and that. Jim's up here speaking because he's worked his ass off to get up here. And all you have to do is not drink, not drug, and your life will be, it's an incredible journey. My life gets better and better every day. And that seems like a kind of a goofy statement. But it's true. Every day, life gets better and better. And it can for you guys. But I can't do the work for you. The only person that can do it is you guys. So when you go out of here, hang in there. And every time you want to use, remember that old saying of pour me another drink. So the minute you start thinking, pour me, life is so horrible and all this, think about that statement. Because if you get thinking about yourself too much, you're going to use again. So. But I'm up here today, like I say, just to tell you a bit about the history of this place, how it's evolved, what's going on in Vernon. And then we have the new detox here that Amy's going to talk about, the value of a detox. And one reason we've got a new one here is because any of you that come in and had to go through the old one here, I don't think the addict or the alcoholic, we were talking about this morning, really cares what the detox is like. However, your parents do, your loved ones do, and they come in and say, what the hell is this, But it's where we end up. So we built a new detox here. It's going to be better for the nurses and better for the participants.